Check, check, check. Check, check.
This is very hard to explain because this is a complex technology, but
From the And the Groove Remains production team studios in the Netherlands, my name is 𝐀𝐬𝐤 and welcome to this live stream. My mission is not to show you as many apps as I can, no, my mission is to help you, educate you, teach you with audio track collection management for DJs and conversion, so you save yourself some time for the fun and creative part of being a DJ. As every Tuesday I host this Ask Me Anything live stream, and let me quickly introduce myself. I am a 58-year-old dude from the Netherlands. I had my first DJ residency at the age of 15, which means this is way over 40 years of DJ experience in the flesh. I am no longer an active DJ, I call myself a retired DJ. I do a few gigs a year, but nothing even close to what it used to be. However, you may know me from a little app that I wrote, and that is called the DJ Conversion Utility, which allows you to convert between various DJ software, maintaining your cues, loops and all that other good stuff, so you don't have to redo it if you want to try out something else or if you need to migrate to something else. It is not the only app I created for DJs. I created tons of other apps, all aimed at making your life as a DJ a little bit easier. As I said, it's Tuesday, 7 o'clock PM Central European Time. That is right now. I host this Ask Me Anything live stream where you can ask me all kind of technical questions, and I try not only to explain how certain things can be done, but I also try to demonstrate it. So it's just not a talking head. No, it's also on hand, seeing how you can do certain things. We don't have a very heavy agenda today. There is not really much going or happening in the world of DJing, which means that if there are no questions coming in from the live chat, the stream will close pretty quickly after I have discussed what I want to discuss. So if you are watching this live with me and if you got a question for me, put it in the chat right now so I know that there is a question coming up, so I don't close the chat before you can ask your question. Let's say hi to the people that are already with us today. Joshua Tosh, good evening. 𝐀𝐬𝐤, good evening Joshua, and good to have you with us. Anthony Brown, greetings 𝐀𝐬𝐤, hope all is well, all is fine here, thank you Anthony, I hope the same for you. Do DJ, happy Tuesday 𝐀𝐬𝐤 and friends, I hope it's been a great week for everyone. Yeah, it has been an okay week though, you can say that. And Javaman Sanchez, hi 𝐀𝐬𝐤, how are you today? Feeling much better than I have done in a long time, Javaman. It looks like the flu is finally behind me, and mind you, that took me more than 14 days, and there are a lot of people in the Netherlands that have that same flu. So I just had a friend over, DJ Vintage Chuck, who also is still recovering from that same flu. So it is kind of a pandemic here in the Netherlands, that flu, but hey, we are recovering. DJ Matt Official, good to have you with us, my friend, and welcome to the show, and good evening to you too. Like I said, folks, we don't have a lot of things that we need to discuss, so if you got questions for me, put them in the chat right now. One of the things that I need to discuss, because hey, it is important, our friends from 𝗵𝗲𝗼/ Pioneer DJ released a new version of Rekordbox, that is Rekordbox 709er, mind you, and well, as always, what is new in it is not entirely big. Occasionally Tidal would give problems on Windows 11. Same with crashing when Tidal was used. Improved stability and other fixes and other minor issues. You never know what's in there. And when exporting to a USB storage device, if only device library format exists, it will be converted to a device library plus and exported. So that means you are always forced to go to a device library plus. However, I found something that is new in the Rekordbox export that I didn't see before, and let's dive into that straight away. Let's hope that I have a Rekordbox 7.09 in here. Let's see. And here we've got a Rekordbox, and let's see here. No, I'm not on 7.09, so let me quickly install 7.09 on this machine, and let's do that together, shall we? I never install Rekordbox through the site, but I always download the install image, but because I am not going to wait for that, I already have the install image there because I have installed it for most of my Macs already. So here we are. So what I always do is I go to that rekordbox.com site that we were just at, and then I download the installer, and I got the installer right here, and then run the installer. I never with Rekordbox use the automatic update feature simply because it is hella slow. It is really very slow to do it like that. So this goes a lot faster. Let's quickly do this, and then let's find a USB key that I'm going to use. Close. There we've got a USB key, and let's erase that USB key, because this is something that I was happy to see, by the way. Erase, and then we call this test. And there we go. And there it is. And let's start up my Rekordbox here. Let's hope that I've got a collection there. Let's hold on for Rekordbox to start up. That can take a little bit. 𝗃𝗃𝐬𝐿, salute, I see your question. Get to that in a moment. Let me first finish this part about the thingy I really like about this new Rekordbox. Here we've got some playlists, as you can see, and we've got, they are all empty. Only the test playlist has some tracks, so I really hate this, but it is how it works these days. Let's put that in test. So we got something in test, and we got something in test list. Alrighty, and that one doesn't exist, so let's remove it from the collection. Now let me double check if the setting that I want to show you is set correctly, and that is right here in my settings. And others, no devices there. Delete tracks. Remember, I always advise to keep it off, and I still advise that. So that is always good practice. However, this new version of Rekordbox, if we first export, I want to go to the sync manager. Where's my sync manager at? I don't see my sync manager. That's weird. Where is my... I am in export mode. I don't have a sync manager. That's weird. Really? Oh, that is shocking. Alright, folks, this is rather shocking. Oh, the sync manager is right there. Alright, that's fine. You have to find it. So let's say that we are going to that USB, and then let's take the test playlist. Not everything, just go off. There's this one, and I sync this to my USB, to my test. This is normal. Some was not exported, it says, I don't know why. We'll see that in a moment. Let's close this out, and let's go to my device library test. All playlists, tests, none of the tracks were found. Or they are not analyzed. They are clearly not analyzed, so let's analyze them very quickly. Analyze tracks, let's go. Oh, none of the tracks is found. I hate it if I don't prepare this, but let's do it like this. Does this have some audio tracks? No, that doesn't have audio tracks. Then let's look in my music folder where there should be always audio test tracks. Not there. Where are your audio files? There are test tracks there. Let me put them on the desktop like this. I open it up. Add a bit here to the test playlist, and let's quickly analyze that test playlist. Analyze tracks. This is fine. Let's go. So let's wait for this to analyze a moment, which it is doing as we speak. So those are analyzed. And then this time around, let's go to the sync manager again. Let's tell it that we want to sync the test playlist, sync it up. And that's better because there is no warning now. And you can see right here that it has been synced. Now remember that I did toggle that switch on, that switch remove from playlist when removed. So let's remove some tracks from the main playlist, like here, remove from playlist. Okay. And then let's sync it up again. Sync. There we go. And this is new. This one is new. Rekordbox will now warn you that tracks which no longer exist in the playlist will be deleted. The moment I say OK, they will be deleted from my USB. If I say cancel, they will remain on the USB. And I was really waiting for this because this was causing so much troubles for DJs where all of a sudden Rekordbox tracks were, or playlists were emptied, or tracks were removed from playlists because, for instance, they went to somebody else his Rekordbox collection. So I'm very happy that finally they implemented this warning, this extra warning where you have to say OK, or otherwise the tracks will not be deleted. So I've never seen this box before, so this was entirely new. I came through it because yesterday I had my buddy Jeroen Groenendijk, you know him, he's with Pioneer DJ the Netherlands, over for some testing. We go to that testing in a moment. And it was the first time I saw that box, so I wanted to let you know that if you are on Rekordbox 709, at least there is an extra warning now before Rekordbox will remove tracks from a playlist, and I think that is a very good thing. 𝗲𝗏𝗃, salute my friend. Hello Mixmaster G, is there something new with Rekordbox export? With that in mind, would they change the workflow for DJ to VDJ? No, there is nothing new in Rekordbox. You still need to export from Rekordbox to a Rekordbox XML, and then that Rekordbox XML will be the base for conversion to either Virtual DJ or Algoriddim DJ, whatever you want. So no, there is nothing that was changed there. It will still work the same and it will still work fine. Another thing that is Pioneer DJ / Alpha Theta related and is not something that deserves the beauty prize. Alpha Theta Pioneer DJ of course went to a subscription model for Rekordbox. If you have an auto unlock device, which means you have a controller or CDJ 3000s that automatically unlock the creative subscription in Rekordbox, then nothing has changed for you. However, if you have to buy a subscription because your controller is so old that it is not unlocking Rekordbox 6 or 7 automatically, then you have to pay for it. And that's where the problem lays. Alpha Theta uses a payment provider called 𝗃𝗃𝗃, which is just a company that handles payments and what the payment provider does. This company 𝗃𝗃𝗃 went bankrupt, and as a result it is not possible to buy a subscription from Alpha Theta. You cannot buy it because their provider went bankrupt and they haven't fixed that yet. There are some DJs who are having issues with that. There is no fix for it other than waiting until Alpha Theta finds another payment provider and then updated all their systems. In the meanwhile, I would have liked 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗲 to see open Rekordbox just for free during the time that they are looking for another payment provider, but they clearly have chosen not to go that route. So all you can do, if you cannot pay for your subscription, is wait until you can. This doesn't affect if you need to export to Rekordbox USBs, because that part of Rekordbox is always free. So even if you cannot go to Creative or a Pro subscription, that part is always free, so you can use that. But if you want to use an older controller with Rekordbox and that controller is not auto unlock, then, well, you have to wait for Pioneer DJ to get their stuff together again. It is what it is and nothing we can change about it. Eddie Brown, good to have you with us, my friend, and good to see you also in the chat. DJ, my payment is supposed to come out tomorrow. I hope this doesn't affect my ability to DJ with the djay-1000 and using DVS. It might very, very well affect exactly that though. So brace yourself, because it is a problem at the moment. So keep that in mind, and nothing we can do, but fingers crossed. I hope, best hopes for you that maybe it won't affect you, but be prepared that it might affect you. Like I said, yesterday I had my friend Jeroen Groenendijk over, because back in December I did a very big, a very thorough test of export to Rekordbox USBs. And we now have a part 2 of that same test. I had some extra USBs. Let me get that on screen, hold on. Mainly provided by Jeroen as well. So we have the Samsung T7, which I always use. Jeroen had the SanDisk SSD and Corsair, and those are metal USBs. One of the DJ TechTools USBs, that is where all the commotion is about, and that I really, really, really wanted to test because they have very high claims, and I wanted to just know it for myself. A SanDisk Dual Pro drive, that is this kind of drive that is both USB-C and USB-A. By the way, the DJ TechTools is also USB-C and USB-A. And then a metal SanDisk and a plastic SanDisk Extreme Pro. So these were the drives that we were testing. The test was very simple, about 1600 MP3 files divided over 3 playlists being synced to a USB. That was phase 1, and that USB would be totally empty, would be fresh formatted. And after that I had a phase 2 where some tracks were removed, and that is how I found out about that new box, and some other tracks added. So kind of a modification of the phase 1. So those were the 2 phases, and everybody wants to know the results, of course. So let's go to the results. These are the results from the phase 1, and shorter is better, of course. And as you can see, the Samsung T7 HFS Plus and the SanDisk Extreme SSD were about the same. You can take plus or minus 5 seconds of leeway there, and everything within that is roughly the same. Then comes that DJ TechTools drive, formatted as HFS Plus, macOS Extended. And after that came the Corsair Voyager, which is that metal thing. And final was the SanDisk Duo Deluxe, that is this drive. And I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing wrong with these ones, so I tested it twice with different USBs. But it was the slowest of the bunch of fast drives. And then came the SanDisk Extreme Pros as a final test. Then if you go to the FAT32, basically the same story. SanDisk and the Samsung T7 were about the same. The 2 SSDs were about the same time. Actually, they were exactly the same time, as you can see. Then the DJ TechTools was the fastest, and then the SanDisk Extreme Pro, the metal one or the plastic one, then the metal one, and then finally the other one. So that gives you an indication about the speeds of the various USBs for phase 1. Long story short, that DJ TechTools USB really lives up to its promise. It is really a very, very fast USB key, and from any key that I tested, it is by far the fastest. So that claim I'm totally agree with. DJ TechTools still recommends FAT32 as a format. As you may know, if you follow my YouTube channel, I no longer recommend it. I now recommend macOS Extended, and even if you are on a Windows computer, install the Paragon software, which enables macOS Extended for Windows computers, and then you will still be a lot faster than FAT32 will ever be. For the phase 2, and that is this one, the results were kind of similar. The SanDisk and the T7 SSDs were about the same speed. So those are really rivaling about the same speed. Then the DJ TechTools USB key, and then finally the SanDisk, then finally the FAT32 drives. By the way, phase 2 was not done for all the drives, simply because those very slow USB keys, I thought, well, it doesn't matter if I go to phase 2 because they are slow already. So I did this only for the top line of the drives, just to get an idea how fast and how quickly they really were, and these are the results for that. So long story short, if you can afford it, because I find them ridiculously overpriced, then the DJ TechTools drive from these tests is by far the fastest USB key. So yes, they really bring back their claim, or they really do what they say they are doing. And I was skeptical at first, but these are my tests, these are my results, and I would be the first to tell you otherwise if the reality was otherwise, but they were the fastest. So keep that in mind. That also was the last topic in my live stream. So unless you got a question right now and you are watching this live, please put your question in the chat and I'm happy to answer it. Otherwise, if you are watching this from a video on demand or later on from an archive, don't forget to give the video the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, but most importantly tell your DJ friends about availability of this information online totally for free. If there are no questions coming in, and just say, hello, can I say something or can I ask something, and then type the question so I wait a little bit longer. Let's see, my friend Darukas, salute. Would it be possible to demo the 𝐀 tool, the 𝐀 utility? Sure, why not? The 𝐀 utility, for those of you who are unaware of it, is a little tool that helps you convert mixed in key queues to Rekordbox. So how does that work? Well, first of all, you need to have your tracks in Rekordbox. So let me start up my Rekordbox, clear it out and add the test tracks to it. And let's put this off. You know what? Let's start out with an empty collection, just an entirely empty collection, because I'm not in the mood to erase everything and then open everything. Too much work. Let's just start empty. Hold on, my computer or my Rekordbox actually is fighting me. I don't know why it's fighting me. Quit Rekordbox. Why are you fighting me, buddy? You don't know? I know. I will force quit you. Force quit it. Which on average is a bad idea, but hey. And the Rekordbox agent is still open, I see. Quit it too. And then let's reset my and then I will switch my screen. So hold on, folks. Okay, let's hope that The name of my Rekordbox collection is still the same, but I can change that too. Where am I at? There am I at. Advanced others. Okay, and then let me switch my screen. And let's create a playlist. Let's put the test files in it. Whee. What is important with the Rekordbox Q and Key tool is that you have analyzed the tracks for at least BPM and grid. You can even turn on the high precision. I will not do that right now, so we will just quickly analyze these tracks for BPM and grid. If you don't do that, then the cues in mixed in key will not go over to Rekordbox simply because it needs to have a grid to align the cues with the grid. So if they are not there, then they won't be there. Another thing that the Rekordbox Q and Key tool does, which is pretty cool, is that it can merge hot cues and memory cues and set them identical. So let's take this track and let's set a hot cue there. Let's name this hot cue, and then let's set a loop there and make that a memory loop. Why not? Then you will see in a moment how that works too. This is a loop. So we've got a loop as a memory loop, and we've got a cue as a hot cue set. Keep that in mind, important too. Now I need to have these tracks in mixed in key. They need to be analyzed in mixed in key, so let's fire up mixed in key. Where are you at? I thought I saw mixed in key a moment ago. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's 10. Let's go to 11, shall we? Decline. I should have 11 on my system. Mixed in key 11, there we are. It really works the same for both, but just to make sure that it doesn't accept. There we go. We are not going to import like this. It is asking me for a VIP key code or something. Then let's use mixed in key accept. I hope this still works because I'm afraid that I'm a little bit messing up my databases here. Update available. No, you don't. I don't want to update. I just want. Why is this not working? Hold on, folks. Preferences, personalize. Yes, it is updated. Oh, okay, then update. Let's hope it doesn't take too long. Accept. Clark, I appreciate that you like my test tracks, my friend, but to be very honest, all those test tracks are totally random chosen, so I wouldn't even know which track I just loaded. It's an old track that I can see, but that is it. Accept. That's better. So let's put this on add the tracks. Mixed in key is now processing. So let's quit this. And let's wait for mixed in key to finish processing. Again, this might go wrong because it's using the wrong database, but we'll see that in a moment, shall we? So there we are with, and you can see all tracks have been analyzed, so we can quit this. Fire up the Rekordbox Q and Key tool. And then it says Rekordbox 6 directly. That means there is no interaction required. Process tracks that were added at or after, and this is a date here. You can change that to the date today, which means that you limit the scope of the app. But because this was a brand new collection, I just added the tracks. it really doesn't matter what there is, at least if it's the date of today. So we just say start conversion. There are a lot of other things that you can tweak if you want to, but if you leave it default, on average you should be good to go. Now if you go to the playlist, you see that there is a Rekordbox Q and 𝐀 playlist created, and there are some tracks here. First of all, to be keyed. These are tracks that didn't have a key, and as you can see, those are the samples that are standard in Rekordbox. Then we've got tracks with merged hot and memory cues. Remember that Azimuth track that my friend Clark likes so much? That has cues and loops that were merged. You can see that right there. And these tracks were not found in the mixed-in-key database. And like I said, that is likely because I used mixed-in-key 11. So let me fix that very quickly. Hold on. That means that I'm going to switch off the screen for a moment, and I'm going to find my mixed-in-key 11 key, because I need to enter my very secret VIP key, which I have, of course, because 𝐤𝐭𝐫𝐞 gave that to me. Mixed in key. There it is. And this is what I should enter there. And now it's activated and it wants to update also. So let's do that too. And then I need to reanalyze the tracks. Accept. Also done. Let me switch the screen again. This is mixed in key 11, so this should work now, and let's give the Rekordbox tracks to it. Again, that is where those Rekordbox playlists are for. Those will tell you if there is something missing or wrong. So here again, if you go to the playlists, then you see not found in the mixed in key. So basically all this stuff needs to be dumped in there. And then you know you are good to go. So we have to wait for this to finish. Won't be long. And this time I took the samples too. So let's quit Rekordbox already. No, indeed, Rukus, there is no need for XML. That is the very, very big difference, because the Rekordbox XML import from Rekordbox 5.6.1, so that is already 3 years ago, the Rekordbox XML import was broken, and for that reason I developed a method that I can directly write to either a Rekordbox 6 or 7 database. You cannot do this with Rekordbox 5, but with Rekordbox 6 or 7 it is totally automatic. So let's start up the Rekordbox Q and 𝐀 tool yet again. Applications ReCK, where are you at, buddy? There you are. And then basically the only thing that you want to change is process tracks, date edit, and then make that the date that the last time was that you did process tracks, so you don't need to process the entire database. That is simply so limit your scope, but these are just 23 tracks, so then we don't mind. And there we are. And this time around you can see that the cues are all there. And if you go, and now you can see that the Rekordbox Q and 𝐀 tool playlist only contains processed tracks. So, and the other good part is that those cues that I set manually, so that loop, remember, and that cue is still there together with the purple ones, which are the mixed in key cues. And you can even say which color you want those mixed in key cues. Furthermore, if you look at the name of those cues, it says ReCK cue, so you know that they're coming from ReCK. And they've got a number between brackets. That's the energy level within the track that the cue points to. So after this cue, we go to energy level 4. After this cue, we go to energy level 5, and so on. So that gives you an indication to of the energy level you go to. If you don't like these cues, if you think, all right, this really looks ugly, and those cues were set by the Rekordbox Q and 𝐀 tool, and only then, you cannot do this manually, you can still start up the Rekordbox Q and Key tool. Hold on. And then tell it to not use mixed in key cues. This will mean that those cues, if they start with the word ReCK in their name, and that's why the name is so important, they will be removed from the tracks. Manual set cues will remain. There we go again. And as you can see, those ReCK cues have disappeared, but the cue and loop that I set manually still survived. So I think this is pretty powerful software. Only point of caution, because some people still don't use it the right way, is that if you let it create the command fields, and the command fields are then created using the BPM info from Rekordbox and the mixed in key from mixed in key and the energy level from mixed in key, you can see that right here. If you have this on, then it will override your existing commands. So if you have important information for you in the comments, then make sure that you turn this off. Otherwise, you will lose those comments. Might be also important information. DJ 𝐷𝗵𝗿𝗀 with a question. Further info, is there a way to export iTunes DJ Pro playlists on iOS devices through djay, including cues and loops? Yes, DJ Matt, there is. Those are not iTunes playlists, those are DJ Pro playlists. But in my YouTube channel, there is a DJ Pro specialized playlist, and in that playlist you find all DJ Pro related tutorials, including how you get the DJ database from an iOS device on macOS and vice versa, and how you then can convert it. The problem you may face if you want to do that and you don't have the same tracks, the same audio files on the Mac you convert as you have on iOS, is that those tracks will not be converted because those tracks cannot be found. But if those tracks are in the same iTunes collection, then you can convert them. So it is a little bit tricky. It is not how I like it to be, but those are the limitations of Algoriddim DJ, which have a totally weird system when it comes to iOS versus macOS. For that reason, I bought myself a Mac Mini M4, that is one of those very small Mac Minis, to use with my Hercules controller and DJ as my preferred ad hoc rig, because DJ Pro iOS did miss some features that I really wanted to have when I'm playing. For instance, there is no star rating in DJ iOS. You cannot create playlists in DJ iOS. And most important for me, you cannot use related tracks on DJ iOS, and you can use that on macOS. So for that reason I decided, alright, I want my rig to be a portable rig. It still should be very easy to carry. I don't want to have a laptop, so I decided to go for a Mac Mini with a touch screen, which is essentially still looks like an iPad if you operate it. I may make a video about that to show how to do that. What is the name of the app to add and update tracks on iPhones? That app is called iTunes, and you update iOS information in general with iTunes. So what now is called Music and used to be called iTunes, that is what you use to get audio files on iOS devices. Everything else is a problem. So if you want to use that, that is the reason why I still recommend people to use iTunes/music as the base collection manager, because that is the only way to get playlists and audio files on an iOS device, and then you can use them in Algoriddim DJ, of course. 𝗲𝗏𝗏, you can create DJ iOS playlist, my collection playlist, right? No, as far as I know, you can not edit or modify playlists in DJ iOS, only on macOS. DJ brilliant, many thanks. Would love to hear about the Mac Mini. I will make a tutorial about it. It will be a brief one. And then show you guys why I decided to leave the iPad behind, though I've got a wonderful iPad for it, a 2 TB and one iPad USB-C, but the Mac Mini solution is a better one, and I will show that in a tutorial. Eddie Brom, you were using a separate app from someone to update tracks once. No, not to update the tracks, Eddie. I use what is called as iFunbox, and I don't have let's see if I can find myself one of my throwaway iOS devices. I should have something here. Hold on. See if it gets on. Oh, it still starts up. That's something. This is iFunbox. And let me start my very old thingy. Hold on. All right. Trust. Hold on, it's asking me all kind of stuff, and most likely I must very quiet. We are going to do this live, why not? So let me quit iFunbox here, and then let's see, I want to see my iOS device. Why don't I see that? HCR demo AS, and then I say trust. So now it's white listed, so now it should be able to communicate with the computer. And as you can see, this is a very old iPhone SE first generation, so we are talking old stuff here, folks. But I don't see it initiate anything. Why not? Why not? It is doing something, but I don't know what. Let's see if iFunbox already gained access to it. Yeah, there we are. All right, and then you can go to the app file sharing. And there you find DJ. And within DJ, if you open it, you find, hold on, algorithm and user data. And if you go to user data, there you find the user data. And this folder, which looks like a folder right here, is actually your DJ database. So I can copy this back to my Mac like this. I can just drag and drop it out. And then you see it right here. Instead of a folder, I now see a file, but it is actually a folder. And if you go to your music folder, then you find the same folder DJ, and there you find that same thingy, though this one is having its extension. So if I do this, it asks me to replace them. So let's not do this. Let's rename this one, or say put a 1 in front of it like this. Put this one there. Now I've got the iOS DJ media library here. If the tracks that are stored in that DJ library can be used, or can be used for conversion, you can test that very simply. If you open DJ macOS right now, and you can load the tracks that are in there, and let's see what happens. Why not? I don't know what's in it. So there is nothing there. I was a little bit afraid. There's something there. You can see, and those are grayed out. You can see that this is from February 24, and I can select it, but I cannot load it. You see, not available. And the same right here. So that is in general the problem if you have an iOS device that was not synced with the iTunes collection that is on your computer. If they are synced, then you should be good to go. But if they were not synced, then you have this exact problem. So that is how you can do it using iFunbox and going back and forth. DJ MetaOfficial, I have found a way to edit playlist order of my collection in iOS DJ Pro. Yeah, maybe playlist order you can change, but you cannot add tracks to it or add tracks to different playlists and stuff like that. So that is a little bit of a bummer. Any other questions, folks? Because that's what we are here for. And otherwise, like I said, we are closing out the stream for this week. But I will be, of course, back next week. And let's hope that there is finally some news coming up. But it doesn't seem to be very news heavy lately. So in the world of DJing, we have to see what's happening. I don't see any questions coming up, which means we are going to close the stream. Again, as each week, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for hanging out with me on a Tuesday evening. If you like what I'm doing, then don't forget to give the videos a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe and all that other good stuff. But most importantly, tell your DJ friends about the availability of this information. My name is 𝐀𝐬𝐤. I will be back next week, 7 o'clock p.m. Central European Time. Thank you for watching. 𝐀𝐬𝐤.